welcome back. Up till we have been learning about how to calculate the MI of different bodies in different cases. In this video, our topic is just different, just slightly different, but has some similarity with the previous videos or previous lectures of derivation of MIs. In this video, we will talk about the moment of inertia of such system which comprise two body to form itself. And why we need such system? When we study about quantum physics and the science beyond range, which is just very few, like atomic range or nuclear range, in those cases we need to find moment of inertia of the systems which are comprised to two particle system, like in comparison of like hydrogen gas molecule, oxygen gas molecule and hydrochloric acid molecule and chlorine itself. So in those cases, whenever those molecules rotate around a particular axis, then we need to have how we can calculate the moment of inertia of that type of system. As you know, chlorine, oxygen and hydrogen etc. are the example of diatomic molecules. So they may be categorized into the body of two body system, simple. So I am taking one representative of all those cases in which the bodies will comprised by the bodies or system will comprise by two particles. So this article, what we will do is representative of all those type of cases in which you can take hydrogen molecule moment of inertia, chlorine molecule moment of inertia, oxygen molecule moment of inertia, potassium chloride moment of inertia, and as well as other types of bodies which comprise only two particles. This is main fact. Okay, so how we can calculate that particular moment of inertia? So the topic is moment of inertia of two body system. So on the diagram you can look at this. Here we have two masses M1 and M2 combined to form a system. Let's say the two masses M1 and M2 are separated by each other with a certain distance r. Okay. Also we can consider that the center of mass of this particular system is C. I am not saying that C is at midpoint of this system. That will true only for similar type of atomic diatomic molecules like hydrogen to hydrogen. This is the one molecule of hydrogen gas. In this type of cases, the center of mass will lie at exactly the midpoint of the distance h and h atom. This is the same for chlorine, for oxygen. But what about such type of molecules in which both the atoms are not same? For example, HCl. So in that case, Cl will have greater mass in the comparison of hydrogen. So center of mass will lie just near to Cl in the comparison of H. That will not lie at the midpoint of this system. Okay, so I am not taking C at the midpoint. It may be appear like C is at the midpoint of M1, M2, but this will not be true for such type of system. Okay, so that's why I have taken R1 and R2 distances from M1 and M2 from the C respectively. These are not, R1 is not equals to the R divided by 2 and not R2 equals to R divided by 2. These cases will true only for such type of molecules in which both the atoms are same to combine a molecule. Okay, so that's why I have taken R1 and R2. Okay. Now by the definition of center of mass, we can easily elaborate or think that the moment of all the sides on the center of mass are equal. This is just a fact of the center of mass. So I am writing that fact. Moments of M1 and M2 around C. Okay, what will them? They will be mass multiplied by distance from the center of mass equals to mass of another particle and product with the respective distance from the center of mass. So mass multiplied by distance. So M1 and R1, this gives me moment of M1 around the C in left direction and m2 times of r2 gives me the moment of m2 from the center of mass in the right direction. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, we have to find moment of inertia of this two body system. First of all, we will find the moment of inertia m1 around this C, and after that we will find the moment of inertia m2 around the C, and after that we will add up them in order to find the complete moment of inertia. And what will our case that will be, if we are able to rotate this two body system around this axis is, let's say this is O by axis, which is shown by black dotted line. Okay, so let's say this is a two body system whose one molecule atom is here and another atom is here. Okay, and if I made this system to rotate in this condition or in that condition, clockwise or anti-clockwise, around this particular axis which is perpendicular to the distance between the atoms. You can easily see that this finger is perpendicular to the distance between two molecules. So I will rotate this system around this axis. So I am talking about this particular case. In this particular case, the moment of inertia, what will that? I am deriving this. Okay, so mi of complete system, mi of two body system will be mi of one particle and mi of second particle. And what about the mi of one particle? One particle is m1 and another particle is m2. So if I rotate this complete system, m1 will rotate in this direction and m2 will rotate in this direction. So moment of inertia of m1 around O by will be its mass and its distance square from the center of mass or center of mass axis. So moment of inertia of m1 around this is, by simple definition, the moment of inertia of any body is just equal to the product of the mass and the square of the distance from the axis to the particle. So this is the mass and this is the distance from the axis of this particle m1. So this gives me the moment of inertia of m1 around O pi. Okay, in simple ways, similarly the moment of inertia of m2 around O pi will be m2 r2 square, right? So this is just simple formula for moment of inertia of the combined body. Now we will not have the value of r1 r2 when we calculate the moment of inertia. So we need to hide these terms r1 r2. So we need to exchange these terms in the form of simple small r and masses of two bodies. So this formula should be represented in terms of masses m1 and m2 and the distance between the two masses. So we need to hide r1 r2. So in order to do that, I can use equation number first. First of all, I am rearranging these terms like that: m1 r1 and r1, right? And this is m2 r2 and r2. These are the same as this equation is. So here m1 r1 from equation number 1 can be replaced as m2 r2. m1 r1, this equals to m2 r2. So I am putting m2 r2 in place of r1 and it is multiplied with the r1 plus m2 r2 can also be exchanged by m1 r1 from equation number 1 also. Okay, so m2 r2 is replaced by m1 r1 and this is r2. By doing so, I am able to take common r1 r2 from the both the terms. So r1 and r2 are common and rest terms are m1 plus m2. Here m1 is left, here m2 is left. So these are in the bracket as addition. Okay, so this is I. We need to hide r1 r2. So we can again use equation number 1. Okay, so how we can hide them? I am using this fact from this diagram that r equals to r1 plus r2. Okay, so this r equals r1 plus r2. One by one I can exchange r1 in terms of r and r2. R equals to r minus r2. Okay, and what about r2 from here? So r2 is nothing but r minus r1. Okay, r minus r1. So one by one I can put r1 in place in terms of r2 and r, and r2 in place of r and r1. So let's say by using equation number 1 I can put m1 r1 equals what? m2 What is the value of R2 from this equation? This is R minus R1. Okay, so this is R minus R1. Why doing so? I have made this equation all in terms of R1. Let's solve this equation. This is M1 R1 equals to M2 R minus M2 R1. Again, M2 R1, M2 R1, R1 is common from both these terms. So let's put this term here to there. I will take R1 as common, so R1 is common and rest are M1 plus M2 equals to M2R. Okay, again let's see M1 R1, this is M2 R2. So M2 R2 will become a positive when we take there to here, and R1 will be common, so R1 is common and this is M1 and that will be M2 in plus, okay, and it is going to equals to M2R. What is the value of R1 here? R1 is nothing but M2 R divided by M1 plus M2, right? So this is my value which is going to equals to R1. Similarly, I can find the value of R2 in the same way as I got this value. So for the value of R2, that will be what? That will be M1 divided by M1 plus M2 times of R. Just check the sequence. Here R1 is appearing. In R1 formula, M2R is appearing and denominator is M1 plus M2. So when we will find R2, in that formula M1 will appear, not M2, because R1 M2, this will be R2 M1 and denominator will be same. So here I have found R1 and R2. I can put these value in equation number 2 in order to find moment of inertia of the complete system. So let us put this value in equation number 2. So in equation number 2, when I put these value, I get I equals R1. What is R1? R1 is nothing but M2R divided by M1 plus M2. This is M2R divided by M1 plus M2, right? What about R2? R2 is nothing but M1R divided by M1 plus M2. So this is M1R divided by M1 plus M2 and multiplied with M1 plus M2. This is M1 plus M2. In the complete denominator, M1 plus M2 are appearing 2 times. So this becomes their square, and in the numerator, this is M1, M2, give the priority to 1 and then M2, and this is R and R, this is R square, and divided by M1 plus M2 whole square, and it is in the multiply of M1 plus M2. You can cancel one power here of M1 plus M2. Remaining terms are M1 M2 divided by M1 plus M2 multiplied by R square. Now you got here an interesting terms which is in the multiply of R square. If you are familiar with this term, then you will surprise that this is nothing but the reduced mass. Okay, the concept of reduced mass, we will study about that in the ahead videos. So in the ahead video we will look at reduced mass, so don't worry about how we can understand the reduced mass concept. So I am just taking it as reduced mass. Don't worry about this. I will take the complete scenario, how the reduced mass is conceptualized and what is the need of the reduced mass and how it is think about in the articles. So this is just reduced mass. I am taking it as mu. Okay, so this is mu here. This is R square and is going to equals to I, and from here what is mu? Mu is M1 M2 divided by M1 plus M2. Okay, again this can be written as 1 over mu equals M1 plus M2 divided by M1 M2, or 1 over mu equals M1 divided by M1 and M2. So this will become 1 over M2 and this will become 1 over M1. So this is the formula for reduced mass. You can check. it is just similar to the series combination of resistances or parallel combination of resistance or series combination of capacitors in electronics, electrostatic. Okay, so this is our moment of inertia of two body particles, two body system. So what are the results of this formula? The moment of inertia of two body system is equals to the product of reduced mass of that particular system to the square of distance between the two bodies which are comprising that particular system. So if you are interested to find the moment of inertia of such systems which are comprised only by two atoms or two bodies, so you should have the value of reduced mass of that particular system, and you also should have the distance between the system or range about which that particular system is had made. Okay, so this is all about the moment of inertia. Up till now we have been completing the moment of inertia of different bodies. So this is the last video of lecture series of moment of inertia, and the next series will be the mechanical properties of liquids, gases and solids. So in future we will talk about them in this video. I think this is enough. Okay, have a good day.